All right, everybody, welcome back to the YouTube. Today I'm going to be going through a full day of eating. This is sort of what I would eat on an ideal day to make sure that I'm fueled properly with the right amount of micronutrients, enough protein to build muscle, and also to cognitively perform well. So first things first, what I want to say is one of the best things you can do in the morning before you've had breakfast, before you've had a chance to look at your phone, is to get outside and get some natural light in your eyes. I'm looking after a dog at the moment, and that gives me a really easy opportunity to go for a walk, get out in nature. And essentially before I've got any blue light in my eyes, or if I've had a chance to scroll or anything that's going to be negative for my day, I'm going out and I'm getting in nature, and that's going to have a really positive effect on my mental health. It's going to sort out that circadian rhythm and mean that your hormones are functioning properly, and that's going to give you the right motivation to do something productive with your day. If you start off by doom scrolling, that's probably going to be how you spend the entire day, just because when you do that, it completely destroys the natural processes of your hormone system, your endocrine system. And that means that you're just not going to be ready to do things that are good for your health and just good for achieving your goals. So start your day off with a walk, get out in the sunshine, if there is any. It's really good for you. Anyway, onto the food. I'm starting off with this alien food looking bowl of porridge and whey drip. And then I've got a nectarine on the side. That's pretty nutrient devoid. Overall, this breakfast isn't great for micronutrients. Normally I'd have berries in the porridge, but I just don't have any at the moment. That's all right though, I'll make up for it later. Overall, the main function of this breakfast is to fill me up with carbs because I'm about to go hit a workout, and also get enough protein in because overnight during that fast, I've obviously not eaten anything, so I haven't got any protein in. So it's really important that breakfast is filled with protein so that you maximize that opportunity for muscle protein synthesis as soon as you wake up. So that's what we're going with. This should set me up right. It doesn't look great, but it does taste good. So that's all that matters. I'm gonna chow this down and then let's get on with the day. Before I show you what I do for my pre-workout shake, how I get prepared to go to the gym, I just wanted to talk about Chris Bumstead's diet. I listened to him speaking about how he eats, the way he thinks about his nutrition, and it made a lot of sense to me. So I want to reiterate what he said and essentially get across to you why I think you should be eating healthy and eating mostly whole foods. So there was a lot of things, a lot of reasons as to why he follows the diet that he does, but there were two things that I took from it in particular. Number one, he knows exactly what is going in his foods. He can have a rough guess of how many calories he's eating per day, and he knows what the ingredients mean. He knows what's good for you and what's bad for you. Whereas the general population doesn't really have a good understanding of what is actually good for you. Like, a lot of people don't think that eggs are a healthy source of fats or protein or anything. So there's a lack of general understanding of what food is healthy for you. Obviously everyone realizes the McDonald's ultra processed junk food, that shit's not good for you. But a lot of people don't realize why some foods might not be healthy. A lot of people just don't understand what differentiates something from being a good, healthy food and what's unhealthy, what you don't want to be eating much of. And the second thing he talked about was basically a positive feedback loop that he gets from eating healthy food. When you start to eat healthy, you feel better and you perform better, so that's positive. You're getting feedback, your body is telling you to carry on eating healthily because it is leading to your ability to improve in both physical tasks and then also mentally, you're just feeling better. And then when you go to eating bad foods, food that makes your stomach feel bad, that leaves you feeling a little bit depressed, a little bit lazy, that's the negative reinforcement that you should not be eating that sort of food. So essentially when you start eating healthy, it becomes easy to follow that, because every time you don't follow it, you get a bad reaction from your body that tells you to stop eating that sort of food, to stop giving your body a hard time. Your body just wants good fuel, whole foods, protein. That is what it's going to work best on, so that's what you should be giving it the majority of the time. And essentially that's what he was saying. If you start to eat healthy all the time, it will take a while, but eventually you'll just feel so good on that healthy food and then so bad anytime you deviate from that it becomes so much easier to follow the healthy food diet because of the reaction that your body gives you, whether you eat healthy or unhealthy. But yeah, it's also good to have a really good understanding of what is in foods, what makes a food healthy or unhealthy, how many calories are in certain foods, so that you can know that you are not gaining weight or losing weight. You're gonna know whether you're in a deficit or a surplus. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that they might be in a massive surplus just because they don't realize how many calories are in things like sauces, in nuts even. Yes, nuts are healthy, but there are a lot of calories in them. People just don't realize these sorts of things, and that leads to them putting on weight and then essentially not feeling as good, not feeling as healthy. All right, now I'm gonna show you what I do pre-workout, what I'm putting in my pre-workout shake. All right, next up, we're gonna go through what I'm doing pre-workout, the pre-workout shake that I'm having to make sure that I'm fueled properly for the gym. First things first, starting off with CBum's pre-workout. This is not actually the Savage pre-workout, it's just the essential energy powder because it's really minimalistic in its ingredients. I feel like the pre-workout just has way much more of things that you don't really need, whereas this one is just really efficient with what it has. Also, it tastes really good. It basically tastes like peach iced tea, which is perfect because I don't like the overly sickly, processed, lab-made sort of flavor that you get from a lot of pre-workouts. And then in this mysterious looking tub of white powder, creatine. This is an obvious one. I spoke to a guy the other day that was saying it's really important to have creatine with food or with sugary food. This is supposedly because the insulin response you get from the food is meant to increase the absorption of creatine, but overall I wouldn't worry too much about that. I've had a look at the research and maybe it's better, maybe it absorbs better if you have creatine with food. So I'm just having it after breakfast, that'll be good, that'll do the job. I take 10 grams of creatine a day because I want not just the performance benefits, but also the cognitive benefits. And I feel like a higher dose, again, based off what I've seen, a higher dose is supposed to give you those cognitive benefits, whereas a lower one just won't activate the brain health aspects of creatine as much. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. This is probably about 150 milligrams of caffeine because I don't react that well to caffeine, so I don't want too much of it. And yeah, that'll sort me right out. I'll be buzzed, about to have a sick upper workout, so I'm gonna get this down and then see you at the gym. All right, back from the gym now. That was a great workout. I found using pre-workout, I haven't used it for so long, and I found that it made me so focused and able to just smash out every single set. Got like 25% more reps on my first set of pressing. So I'm very happy with that. CBum's pre-workout is valid. Get it if you haven't tried it before. So for lunch, I'm having rice with tuna and slaw and a bit of sauce as well. The rice is mainly for refueling those muscle glycogen stores. Essentially, I've worn those down during the workout, so I need to get in some good clean carbs. That's what the rice is there for. Tuna, protein, omega-3s, a bunch of different vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, which is difficult to get from food. I'm not really lacking that because there's a lot of sun in Melbourne at the moment, but still good to get. And then mix of cabbage and spring onion and carrots. That's just got a good mix of prebiotics and also a bunch of vitamins and minerals, so that's very good. Top tip for if you're trying to lose weight, cut out the sauces or use low calorie alternatives. I'm not trying to lose a bunch of weight at the moment, so I'm just going to carry on using nice mayonnaise, but the low calorie, low fat options are good. And I definitely recommend, if you're trying to lose weight, this is one of the sneaky ways that you're going to have a lot of calories in your diet if you're using a bunch of sauces. So that's a good tip for losing as much weight as possible. So going to get this down the hatch, probably have a snack in the afternoon, and then it's on to dinner. 4 meals a day is pretty ideal for me. Just that's what I feel good on, and I can get enough protein in all of that. So this should be nice. See you for the next meal. All right, change of plans. We're on to dinner now. Instead of having a snack, probably gonna have a yogurt bowl or something later. But today we've got a brunch sort of thing. I normally have this as my first meal of the day, but it's gonna be 4 eggs, avocado on homemade toast. That's only 5 ingredients: flour, water, salt, yeast, olive oil. Just means it's more healthy than anything that you're gonna find in the supermarket. And it's really easy to make homemade bread. So if you haven't tried it before, I'd recommend doing that because it tastes better and it's better for you. So, and then we've got some feta on top of the avocado. This is just, it's bussin'. It's gonna get B vitamins, vitamins A, D, E, phosphorus, iron, selenium from the eggs. Avocado is going to have vitamin E, vitamin K, healthy fats as well from the avocado. The feta going to be calcium, bit of protein as well. And then the bread for carbs. You need something in there to make it more filling, and just to get some fiber in there. But yeah, this is going to be bussin'. Gonna get this down, hopefully have a snack later. But this is the sort of thing that you should just have as a staple in your diet. This sort of food tastes amazing when you start eating this, when you start cooking it right. It's just so good. Plus you can whip it up in absolutely no time at all. So this is why I literally eat this all the time. If I could have this every morning for the rest of my life, then I would. So let's get this down the hatch. And then finishing off the day with an unbelievable looking yogurt bowl. That is so much better than any sweet treat. I am a bit of a sweet treat merchant. After dinner I feel like I need something to just cleanse my palate. But replacing that with the yogurt bowl is going to be so much better for your health. Probiotics, calcium, phosphorus, B12, and then blueberries, strawberries, chia seeds, honey, all of that filled with antioxidants, filled with vitamins and minerals. That sort of thing is going to keep you full and leave you satiated after dinner, instead of eating something sweet and then binging on it, because it doesn't really make you feel full. It doesn't fully satisfy you. So that's why you need to start eating things like this. It's going to make a huge difference to your health. Overall, whole foods are going to be the best thing for you. They're going to make you feel good. They're going to make you perform better. This is why 90% of my diet is whole, single ingredient foods. That's what you want to be doing. It's going to keep you healthy, and it's going to make you motivated to pursue your fitness goals and everything else in your life. You are just going to feel better, be more successful if your diet's in check. So yeah, that's my full day of eating. That's what I'm doing to make sure that I'm performing to the best of my ability, and ultimately making sure that my mental health is as good as it can possibly be.